Hey class, welcome. 16.2 now. We're doing properties or products of the powers property. That's a lot of P's. Products of powers property. So remember, power is an exponent, and then we are just going to find the properties of what happens. Remember, I said that last lesson. We're not going to do any rules last lesson, but now we are doing rules. So today, we're using the product of powers properties. That's just the rule. But before, I want to kind of just like slow roll it into like the rule, right? I don't want to just like spit it out right away. I want you guys to understand where the rule kind of comes from. So first, let's kind of break 6 squared up. So remember, 6 squared is 6 times 6. And remember, 6 to the 4th is 6 times 6 times 6 times 6, right? So now, if we put this all together, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6 to the 6th power. I want you guys to kind of look at the resemblance. I want you guys to kind of look at the resemblance to get there. Okay? C squared. C times C times C times C times C. Right? So that's C to the 5th because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I want you guys kind of look at the resemblance right here. And then last one. That's negative n times 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 negative n, right? Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so that's negative n to the 7th. So look at the resemblance. You're starting to kind of see it, hopefully. Hopefully you guys kind of see it. All right. So now we're going to do the same sort of thing. We're just going to expand this and we are going to simplify it. All right. So you guys kind of saw the first thing. Now I want you guys to try to look at this thing. So this is 2 to the 4th squared. So 2 to the 4th squared. So that's going to be, hang on, my screen's black right now. It says it's in annotation mode, but it's not. Let's see. So 2 to the 4th squared, that's going to be 2 to the 4th times 2 to the 4th, right? Come on, there you go. So that's just 2 to the 4th times 2 to the 4th, right? Well, hopefully you guys already know what this is based on the last rule, right? But your answer is going to be 2 to the 8th. So how did I get that so fast? 4 plus 4 equals 8. Boom. Right? But now, I want you guys to look at this. I want you guys to look at something new. How did I go from there to there? Let's try the next example. This is a squared times a squared times a squared times a squared times a squared. Well, hopefully you guys are starting to see that I can do this 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and that's going to give me a to the 10th. And guys, that's the correct answer. So now, how did I go from here to there? Right? All right. So I just want you guys to kind of think about that. So now here we're going to simplify and evaluate. We're going to kind of think about the rules and then see if you guys can get this. So 4b cubed, so that's going to be, oops, let me erase that. And let's go back to black. So this is going to be 4b cubed. What in the world is that? 4b cubed times 4b cubed, which is 4 times b cubed times 4 times b cubed, right? Well, we have some similarities here, 4 times 4, so we're going to put 16, and then we have some similarities here, b cubed and b cubed, right? Well, b cubed times b cubed, kind of like what we talked about, that's going to give b to the 6th. You guys are kind of seeing how we have to add the exponents when they're separate, right? There you go. But also, look, what if I would have taken this 2 to the 4? What's 4 squared? 16. What's b cubed squared? Well, remember, we kind of looked in the last lesson. It kind of looks like we multiply those together. 3 times 2, 6. Yep. So this next one, this is going to be negative 7a cubed times negative 7a cubed times negative 7a cubed, right? Because there's 3 of them. So that's negative 7 times a cubed times negative 7 times a cubed times negative 7 times a cubed. Well, negative 7 times negative 7 times negative 7, negative 343. A cubed times a cubed times a cubed. Well, 3 plus 3 plus 3 is a to the 9th. And look here, 3 times 3 is 9, and negative 7 to the 3rd power is negative 343. So that's another pattern right there. All right, last one, and then I'm going to show you guys the official rules. All right, so 2 cubed times 2 cubed to the 2nd power minus 2 to the 3rd power. That seems kind of weird, right? So what we're doing here, we're doing 2 cubed times 2 cubed, and we're subtracting that from 2 cubed. So first we need to do this part. 2 cubed times 2 cubed, that's the same as 2 to the 6th power minus 2 to the 3rd power. Guys, that's simplified all the way. We can't simplify that anymore. Because of this subtraction sign, we can't simplify it anymore, so we leave it. But now it says to evaluate. So 2 to the 6th, 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, times 2 is 32, times 2 is 64. So that's going to give me 64 minus 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8. 64 minus 8 is going to give me 56. That's my answer. Let's double check. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, times 2 is 32, times 2 is 64. Perfect. All right. So what's the rule? Well, a to the m times a to the n is always going to give you a to the m plus n. A to the m plus n power. That is always going to be the case. Whenever they have the same base, notice right here, the bases are the same, lines up right there. Whenever you have your m and your n, you end up with m plus n. So a to the m times a to the n is a to the m plus n. What is the second rule? A to the m to the n power. So what were we doing for that? So let's go back to rule 1. So rule 1 is a to the, what the heck? A to the m plus n. But now, if you have an exponent that's being taken to another exponent, multiplication. So this is a to the m times n. So do not get these two mixed up. Notice here, the bases are the same, a and a, but then we have our m to the n, so we do m times n, okay? This is going to be your rule, both of them. So feel free to pause this. Make sure you write this down. It's very, very important. All right, so let's do some practice. It says whiteboard practice. It's just regular practice unless you want to get a whiteboard out, but I don't. So this is just regular practice. So 8 to the 5th times 8 squared. So now that we know the official rule, what can we do with our 5 and our 2? Well, 5 plus 2 is 7, so our answer is 8 to the 7th. How easy? How easy, right? Next, 8 to the 5th times a. Well, remember, a is just a to the 1st. So that means since we have remember, they have to be the same base also. Since they have to be the same base also, I'm looking at a to the 5th, a, but whoa. That b is a different one, so we can't do that. So we only do 5 plus 1, and that gives us 6. So that gives me a to the 6th power times b to the 8th power. That makes sense, hopefully? Because since they are different bases, we cannot add them together. We can't combine them. We can't combine separate variables. They must be like terms. We're basically combining like terms with expressions now and exponents. Okay, last one. Notice here, we need to do parentheses first. You need to do the deepest parentheses first. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to highlight exactly the part we need to do first. Right there, r to the 4th squared, okay? So let's make it a little bit lighter. R to the 4th squared. What is r to the 4th squared? Well, since we have an exponent to an exponent, 4 times 2 equals 8. So that means I could break this up. I could do this inside part, and that's going to give me r to the 8th power. But I still have it to the 3rd power, right? So that's going to give me r. Do I add them? No, I multiply because it's an exponent taken to another exponent. So r to the 24th power. And that's going to be my answer. Hopefully you guys understood that. If not, rewatch the video, email me, come to my office hours. I need more people to go to office hours, guys. I'm not getting very many people, but you guys are doing good on the homework, so I'm not complaining too much. Chapter 16.2, it's 4 through 26 evens, also on pages 7 through 20, 720 through 721. All right, challengers, have a good rest of your day, and I will talk to you guys later. See ya.